So till now we have studied about the journey in reaching the goal of this sportsman, the athlete. Now, what about his practicing? What about his effort? He rolled over and did his ritual push-ups. He found his pole, stood up, and stepped on the runway that led to the most challenging event of his 17 years old. So he started making effort with regular ritual. Ritual means regular push-ups. He was practicing. So he found his pole was standing in front of him and stepped on the runway. The runway felt different this time. He started him for a brief moment. Startled means which was unexpected, frightened him for a brief moment. So the bar was set at 9 inches higher than his personal best. So it was unexpected, threatened for him because it was set up how much higher? It was higher than his personal best, about 9 inches. That's only 1 inch of the national record, he thought. So that only he thought as the national record. The intensity of the moment filled his mind with anxiety. He began shaking off and the tension from his body. So he began tensed and his body started shaking off with tension. His body, whole body started shaking. It wasn't working. He became more tense. He began to get nervous. So he became weak. He had never experienced such feelings before. He was so confident, but now he became so much nervous. He had never experienced such feelings before. Then, out of nowhere and from the deepest depths of his soul, he thought of his mother. That time, he recalled the memory with his mother, what she was telling about the stories. What kind of stories she was telling him? She was telling about adventurous stories. Why now? What was his mother doing in his thoughts at a time like this? It was simple. His mother always used to tell him to take deep breaths when he felt tensed, anxious, or even scared. So what his mother was telling, whenever you get more tensed, you should not become nervous. You should not become tensed. You have to take a deep breath and you should give away the anxiety and even not to scare about the difficulties. Now in the 9th paragraph, so he did it, what his mother told, like that he started following. Along with shaking the tension from his legs, he gently laid his pole at his feet. So what he did, he gently laid his pole at his feet. He stretched out his arm and upper body. He stretched out his arm and upper body. So when he took that pole below his legs and he stretched his arm and upper body, the light breeze that was once there was now gone. He felt something breeze coming out from his body. He could feel a trickle of cold sweat running down his back. So all that happening when he was stretching his arm with that pole. He could feel a trickle of cold sweat running down his back. He carefully picked up his pole. He felt his heart pounding. So he felt somewhat happening in his heart, pounding. Pounding is, he felt his heart pounding, means heart became damaged, injured, as if his heart was damaged. He was sure the crowd did too. The silence was deafening. See, what was happening? Silence was deafening. The silence was deafening means deafening is the noise, very loud noise. Jets taking off, so such a noise. He knew when he heard the singing of some distant robins in flight. So robin is the bird. So what he felt? He heard the singing of some distant, far away robins in the flight. He knew it was his time to fly. So he knew it was his time to fly over the height. So like this he felt when he started looking for the National Olympics. As he began sprinting down the runway, something felt wonderfully different yet familiar. The surface below him felt like the country road he used to dream about. The rocks and chunks of dirt, the visions of the golden wheat fields seemed to fill his thoughts. See, what he felt? The surface below him felt like a country road he used to dream about. The rocks and the dust were chunks means many disturbances. It was not a normal road. It was full of disturbances when he was doing the practices. And side by side, golden wheat fields. Those wheat fields were seemed to as filled his thoughts as golden. When he took a deep breath, it happened. He began to fly. His takeoff was effortless. So Michael Stone was now flying just like in his childhood dreams. Just like his childhood when he was dreaming like to become a flying man. His takeoff was effortless. But this was real. That time it was dream when he was childhood. Now it became true. It was real. Everything was moving in slow motion. The air around him was the purest and freshest he had ever sensed. So that time when he flew on on the slow motion, the air around him was purest. He felt pure and freshest. He felt that much kind of happiness. Michael was soaring with the majesty of an eagle. See, Michael was soaring with the majesty of an eagle. Soaring means SOARING is something suddenly has success, suddenly increased success. That it's a success with the majesty of an eagle. So like this, he felt and everything was moving on slow motion. So he felt very happy. So let's see what will happen further in the next class. Thank you. Have a nice day.